Music is everything. I mean, in an opera, everything is sung, which you think, okay, yeah, it's opera, that's a given, but musicality is what like drives the whole show. With theater, and even musical theater, you still have that like suspension of disbelief, and you try to make it seem like this is reality, but in an opera, everything is about the music. The character traits are reflected in the music, the setting is reflected in the music. The orchestration is just as significant as the words that the actors are saying. It's so integral to every part of the process. And so having an incredible score with this show has set us on the right track for success.
This opera is a really big opportunity to look into the professional world because we don't have time to sit you down and make sure you get every single note. It's our responsibility to be musicians as well as actors and carry ourselves in a professional manner to where we practice and we show up and we know what we're doing. And we don't have to we don't have to use time and waste time on things that should already be known pretty well by most of the cast.
We are so privileged to have the production team that we have because every one of them is so qualified for their position. And it's easier to be professional with them because they are so prepared and so well organized and so on top of everything that they're doing. So it's very easy to let them take control and stop thinking of them as a friend because they are all being so professional with us. It's very easy to just give it right back to them.
We essentially all have the same goal, and we just want this to be an amazing production, and we want it to be remembered and to be the first of many to come after Becca.
It's a balancing act, but one that I definitely see the reward above the risk on it. This is my passion. This is something that I love doing more than anything else. So, I mean, yeah, it's worth staying up until 12 o'clock because I had rehearsal at 5 and my classes were over at 3:30 and, I had to practice for my senior recital and I didn't get to eat and I have to do my homework still. But it's so worth it when you can, portray a character and be able to tell a story.
I have the benefit of also being a composer. So I got to play with some of the motifs a lot. A motif is just a musical idea that usually represents something specific. And we have a lot of them that we use throughout the opera that they repeat throughout the opera. Like, you might hear the same thing at the very end. In fact, you do hear the same thing at the very end that you'll hear very near the beginning. And sometimes they come on as like to represent a character or to represent an idea or an action. And it helps when you can pick up on those things. It helps to kind of immerse you more into this greater storyline.
I don't want people to leave thinking about us, thinking about like, wow, those writers are really talented, or wow, the production team had a great vision, or wow, the actors were great performers. What I want people to leave thinking is, well, that's a beautiful story, and what a way to tell it. If we hide ourselves behind the story, if people leave only thinking about the story, not about us, that means that we hid behind the story. And that's what I want to see, because our art should speak for itself. People shouldn't be thinking about us, they should be thinking about what we've created together.